were in Zion National Park and had to be airlifted at 4 a.m. They said it was the broken heart syndrome, which is when the heart goes through severe stress and trauma. I'm first generation Christian. I was 24. I didn't even know what seminary was. The senior pastor, he asked me if I could fill in, and that turned into almost 20 years of ministry. For me, it was shock. San Jacinto, California, the third poorest city in Riverside County. The first 4 years of ministry, I didn't receive one dime. We just at times can get very caught up in our ministry. You tend to feel alone. I almost quit every week for the last 20 years.
You're 100% an employee and 100% a pastor.
You're in Superman mode, not only trying to continue to keep a church afloat, but you're also dealing with family hardships.
I was Juan's next door neighbor. And I said, what are you guys doing this summer? What are your youth doing this summer? Because I have an opportunity with Hispanic Access Foundation to take young kids out fishing into the deep sea.
I fell in love with nature because of my dad. Being able to go hiking and backpacking and fishing, that was our Disney World, that was our Disneyland. Growing up extremely poor. So we took about 50, 60 kids deep sea fishing, kids who had never been on a boat before. The highlight was a 13-year-old kid who had never fished in his life, ended up catching a mako shark. And it was just a life-changing experience that when I left, I was like, Martin, what can I do to get involved? I really did believe God was pulling me to another chapter, not a better chapter, but just a different chapter. I loved pastoring the local church for 20 years, but God was preparing me for this new chapter. It's time to slow down. I'm not that 24-year-old kid anymore. Now I am the Lands and Natures Manager for Hispanic Access Foundation. I'm also the Por la Creación Network Manager for Hispanic Access Foundation. What my dad, when I was a child, told me to do is what I continue to do now. I fight for policy changes and help train pastors to do the advocacy needed to protect God's creation.
So now you get to pastor pastors, faith leaders nationwide. It just made sense because our pastors need mentors.
Our job is to listen to the community, listen to the faith leaders, and then just ask, how can we help? How can we support? Through financial resources, through educational resources, network opportunities.
We don't have many people that we can talk to. He's mentoring, he's leading other pastors. We want to do so much for our community, but many times we don't have all the resources we need. I really do feel like a renewal in my career. Working with Hispanic Access Foundation has helped me a lot to not just be sitting in my office. Now I have the opportunity to plan something that is out of the four walls of the church.
This role was so fitting for him. It was outdoors, it was nature, and still connected with faith leaders.
I love that this organization is on the hunt for those emerging leaders that are already making an impact, but they just need that little support.
Pastor Juan leads us. He has been in my shoes. He knows exactly what we go through as ministers.
I think Juan just found his place.
God instilled his creativity in us. And that's what makes us different than the animal kingdom. God gave us the earth and gave us the wisdom to manage the resources. We have the ability to create. We were entrusted that responsibility.
There are times in our lives when we stop for a moment and think, I can do other things and still serve others. But for that, we have to be able to change.